That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
There's always been a continuing debate over the moon landing, because of it being such an accomplishment for the country. Of course there's going to be a debate whether it was real or not. Maybe it's even human nature to believe that it didn't happen, or even to believe that it was real. There's sufficient proof for both sides, but what's helping the people who don't believe in it is that America's goal was to win the space race, so we faked the moon landing to impress Russia. But as the space race continued, it was more crucial in fulfilling Kennedy's dream rather than beating Russia. With the collective evidence the three brave men gathered that day, we have a myriad of proof from the moon itself. Shouldn't we as Americans be proud of the flag waving up there?
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We have countless pictures some say were created in a studio. The people who don't believe in the moon landing even have proof that we didn't go to the moon. They say you can't see stars in the pictures, when really the cameras weren't even developed in the 1960s to see the background of the stars because they're so faint, even on the moon. We have witnesses, men who risk their lives going to the moon, these astronauts who we need to thank. Thinking back to the Challenger explosion, do you believe a family member of one of the people who died on the shuttle would not believe in the moon landing? We have the moon rocks, with unique ingredients and minerals strictly found on the moon. We've even had a popular TV show, Mythbusters, disprove all of the evidence regarding it was a hoax.
We started by replicating everything that was replicating all the circumstances that were held up as evidence that that we never actually went there and that these things were fake.
Said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Let me explain what we're doing here. In 1969, the astronauts on Apollo 11 positioned reflectors on the surface of the moon, and we're going to shoot a laser off one of them and let the light bounce back into this photomultiplier. That device there will measure the photons that return and let us see it on this computer. Raj, get them some glasses.
Preparing to fire laser at the moon.
Make it so.
There it is. There's the spike.
2.5 seconds for the light to return. That's the moon. We hit the moon. Think about what this represents. The fact that we can do this is the only way of definitively proving that there are man-made objects on the moon, put there by a member of a species that only 60 years before had just invented the airplane.
But a year sooner, we went to the moon in 1969. That's when they made a landing that was lunar. We went to the moon in 1969, not 1968, but the year after.